volunteers can do from all the other experiences. Thank you very much. Now, I will call the other Rodrigo. 4 years ago, we already met when I was working Banco Real, Santander, and you presented the Cidade Democrática, the democratic city, and let's hear what you have to tell us today. Thank you, Rodrigo. Maybe I'm going to repeat some information, some data, but then it's just for you. It's a pleasure to be here, to see you all. Everybody's so interested in the topic because we live in this. I would like to thank ICOM, IVA, and for the opportunity to present our ideas. Why did we develop the platform of the democratic city? How did we start it all? We heard the idea from Carol. What was the problem that moved us? Why did we take the initiative? There was a project in São Paulo by the government from São Paulo, and it's good to have this experience of working in governmental area. And there I discovered something new. Maybe you all know it, but I discovered that the governor and the state secretary didn't know what we were supposed to do, and I got scared. But maybe they don't do it because they don't have the budget, they don't have the time, maybe it's not their policy, but then I discovered they didn't know what were the real problems, the problems of the citizens. They didn't know that in the public schools where our kids go, there were no teachers, that there was a very dangerous street. They didn't know this. So I stopped, thought about it. How should the governor know that you have a teacher that mistreats the kids in the city of Albuquerque and so on? If he doesn't know, it's not his fault. The problem is that the information has to reach him. If we pay a network of inspectors, then we would have to engage 190 million Brazilians to tell all the problems. So the process has to be the other way round. We have to create a channel, a communication channel between society and government. This is how Cidade Democrática started. We have been doing this for 3 years, and this is our goal, to get 2 billion Brazilians participating. Some say it's 1%, and this is enough to achieve the structural changes, the tipping point, the inversion of the paradigm. So 2 million people involved in the citizenship project. It mustn't be in our project, the Democratic City, because there are other initiatives. So we change our ways of doing things. We have to participate. We have to go to the streets or calling up inspectors. So we go online. We post the problem. We'll try to have a positive line of argumentation. Then we will check if things change. And then we also have to think about the decision-taking process. The governor, the decision-taking people will have to get the information. So this should not just listen to the counselors, the other directors, and specialists. They should just also listen to the general public. So we have a campaign. It's an open campaign. So we want to transform wishes in reality. So these are things people want. It's all over, dispersed universe, and then we have to find someone powerful to find the solution. We had some experiences. I brought along one. One is from the city of Jundiaí. Here we did a mapping of social actors. We did also a mapping of the non-profits of the city of Jundiaí. So we tried to bring them together. So at the end, when we analyzed which were the projects which got most support, we created a citizenship agenda with 12 proposals, and we made an agenda and brought it up in the city hall. Among the proposals, there was one from Luis Bala. I always mention him. He was 14 years old, and he wanted bike lanes. He loved biking, and he and his friends did bicycle movements. It started in California. It's the critical movement mass, so they wanted to have a critical mass of people biking. If they are doing it, we would like to do it, but we need bike lanes. So this started 20 years ago, and they had thousands of people on the street in San Francisco.
Luis Balas then asked that we should have bicycle lanes in his city, and from there on, a congressman, a state congressman, and he actually became the mayor of Jundiaí, and I think that is a very strong argument for decision-making on. It shows that it is worthwhile to pay attention to the public outcry. So he is entitled to a parliamentary grant as a state congressman. So he dedicated 250,000 reais for building bicycle lanes in the city of Jundiaí. Then we had those bicycle lanes built. So afterwards, the city council and the city hall approved passed a law that Luis Balas and his friends proposed on a Google map. They drew a new bicycle lane to integrate the whole city. He just did it with his finger, without any engineering skills, just on this Google map. And based on that, City Hall and City Council approved his bicycle lane. He's now 17 years old, and he managed to do all this almost single-handed. So this is one example. So what do we have today? It's a series of desires, and they're looking for spaces to be heard. And for that, it causes a certain anguish, anxiety, wrath, dislike. We sometimes say, oh, I no longer want to vote because it doesn't work anyway. Politics is all wrong. And we try to throw in the garbage bin everything that is that has to do with politicians and politics, because they are all rubbers. That's like throwing the baby with the bathtub water. So we have to treat them right, but what is public is very important. We have to value that. We have to bring our forces together, and this is what we get when we listen to these desires. So this is had to show how to bring together the asking the saying of several peoples and help in the decision-making process. Here, I organized the slides in one way and I spoke in a different way, so they are a little unsynced here. So we have this hashtag Democracia at SEC 21st, and we're changing politics, but indeed this is much more political than things that have been carried out in the Congress, and we deal it as it was a private interest. So they're dealing with public interest, so it's fantastic. So we are connected with this, and we like to see how collaboration can bring this about and how powerful it is. What would expect? What I expect today from the people who I speak to is that we face the situations that we live in, identify where we have resources, and when we can call resources the NGO such as ICON, IVA, EVA, and many other organizations that involve Ericsson was showing to us the interest in doing that through their own business. Telefonica does that as well. But we have people that are interested and interesting, smart people. They're very competent that want to get involved with the public issues. And where are these people? Where is the momentum? Where is things taking place, happening? And where do we have the capability of making things happen? We have to go on social media and start our campaigns. So this is what I had to bring to you. I'm going to leave this last slide, which is the young people is the most important actor in this story. Thank you, Rodrigo. That's a great example of the power that we have in our hands nowadays with the use of technologies that enable us to carry out this